Hello, everybody. This is Lisa, back again for another Verbling class. We have the next hour that we will be together with whoever decides to join the class. We're going to be practicing our English pronunciation. It's actually going to be a little bit intermediate to advanced. The pronunciation will be of words that are considered academic English, which means, hello, welcome, which means that it's not just a social English, just words that you would say back and forth with your friends in a conversation, but more the type of words that you would learn to say and pronounce and read and understand if you were attending school in the United States, or if you were reading magazines such as the National Geographic magazine, which is where I took the 2 articles from that we're going to be using. So hi everybody, people are joining, which is great. I'm going to explain to everybody how you join. We still have lots of new people that are finding out about Verbling and how our classes work. So every hour we try to have somebody who's giving a class in English. Sometimes the classes are for speaking, sometimes they're more focused on writing or reading, or like this one has a focus of pronunciation. But most of the time you can count on getting lots and lots of practice in English, because while I do speak a couple of different languages, I'm only speaking English to you, and so you need to speak English to me, because I also don't know many languages that our students speak, especially Arabic, which we have a lot of students who speak Arabic. And so we're going to be getting started here. I'm just talking while people are joining the Google chat. So if you want to join the class, click on the Join Class button. It's green. It's at the top of the Verbling chat box. And you will come down in here into this Google Hangout. I think we might be full. If we are full, then you might want to just watch and do the class with us, but maybe you will participate just in the chat over here. You can write and ask questions. And I'm also going to give the link, if you haven't already found it, I'm going to give the link to the Google Doc, where I put a couple of articles that I took from the National Geographic website. And I gave you the links too, so if you want to see the original pages where I took those from, you could do that. Okay, it sounds like people say the class is full, so then I will get started. Sometimes it happens that people have to leave the class early, or sometimes, which was happening to me last class, people drop out of the Google Hangouts for some technological reasons that we don't always understand. If that happens, then the green button will be available again, and you can click on it in order to join the Google Hangouts. Obviously, the benefit to being in the Hangout is that you get to participate and practice reading, speaking, and I can help you with your pronunciation. So I usually like to start with introducing myself. Then I will ask you, the students in the Hangout, to introduce yourselves. You can tell us your name and what country you're from, and why don't you tell us what the weather's like where you are right now. That's always interesting to find out, since we usually have people from many different countries around the world, depending on the time that the class is. So it's 5 o'clock Pacific time in the evening. I'm in Washington State in the Pacific Northwest. My name is Lisa. Some of you probably already know that. We have lots of different teachers, new teachers all the time on Verbling. And if you're ever interested in seeing what classes each teacher has, you can actually go to the teachers page and then click on the name of the teacher, and we schedule our classes. So I've already started scheduling some of my classes for next week. If you're interested in the topics, you can plan ahead to see if you want to take those classes. Okay, so let's get started here. Oh, I'll tell you what the weather was like here today. It was sunny, but very, very cold. If it would have been raining, it probably would have snowed. But the skies were very clear. So you could see the mountains and the snow on top of the mountains. It was very beautiful. So that was a really nice day today. Now it's dark. It's getting dark. Okay. Ziad, how about we start with you, Ziad?
Okay, hi guys, my name is Ziad. I'm from Egypt. About the weather, I was going to say exactly what you said. It was sunny, but it's freezing cold right here.
Yeah.
But we don't have mountains, so and it is 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my gosh. When are you gonna go to bed?
I don't think I have a weekend tomorrow, so.
Oh, so you can sleep in late.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yusuf, you're back. Hi there. Yusuf. Yusuf. Where'd you go? Your mic probably works, but maybe you had to step away. I'm gonna come back to you then. Wasim, are you there? Wasim?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Wasim. I'm from Tunisia. It's dark here too.
Yeah.
And it's very cold. It's actually freezing.
Yes, if we have anybody here from Brazil or something, they'll probably tell us it's very hot. Usually,
Yeah.
The Colombians and the Brazilians are having the nice weather. We're having the cold, freezing weather. Okay, yes. Mohammed, how are you? Are you there?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm from Egypt, just like Ziad said.
Yes, so it's late for you.
Yep.
You guys...
I have a weekend too.
Right, yes.
Just like him.
Okay, wonderful. And is it Landit? Landit. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm from Mexico. My name is Landit, and it's 7 p.m. here. Still early. It's to sleep. And the weather was sunny and warm. It was nice today. It was a nice day.
Which part of Mexico do you live in? The northern part or more of the southern part?
In Tamaulipas, the northern part.
Okay, good. You had some sun.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, John?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Hello. I'm from Colombia, and I am 18 years old, and I speak English a little bit, and I don't know what I can say.
How is the weather in Colombia today? Is it hot?
Well, now it's cold because it's 8 o'clock p.m. and
now
it's but maybe will rain at night. Always rain at 9 p.m.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, great. Okay. Well, welcome. Your English is sounding good to me.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Hi, Hernan.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Me? Hi.
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm from Argentina. My name is Hernan. It's been a very hot day here. We are summer.
Yes.
Now it's 10 p.m. Not so hot now.
Sure. Okay. Wonderful. Well, welcome.
Thanks.
And Gerardo or Gerardo?
Hello, teacher. How have you been?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, teacher. I'm from Mexico and I'm 23 years old. What else? Well, the weather is crazy. Let me tell you that during the day it's so hot, but at night it's very, very cold.
Oh, wow, really?
I'm from Mexico City.
Mexico City. Okay, so
Yes.
hot in the day and cold at night.
Yes. Very strange.
Yeah, you have to keep your jacket with you.
Yes.
Okay, welcome. Great. And Carla, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi there.
Hi everyone. I am Carla. I'm from Brazil, and it's 11 p.m. here now, and today is rainy.
Oh.
But it's hot.
Oh, okay. Hot.
Despite of the rain, it's hot.
Yeah. Is it humid? You feel like muggy? Do you know what I mean? Muggy is like you feel wet, like you're sweaty. That's what we say.
Yes, I know. No, not that much.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes when it's hot and humid, it's muggy, and you feel like you want to keep taking a shower.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not like that. Okay.
No,
What part of Brazil is it?
I'm from the southeastern.
Is it on near the beach or inland?
It's inland.
Oh, okay. All right.
Actually, we don't have beach. We don't have sea in my state.
Oh, okay. Do you have jungle?
Yes.
Like forest, rainforest and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, wonderful. So thank you, everybody. I see that we do have quite a few people watching, so I'm just going to repeat that these classes, the Verbling classes, are always being recorded, and so you can always come back and watch this class or any other class anytime you want, and you're free to sit here and watch the class as we do it live, and you can participate if you want in the Verbling chat, and also you can go to the Google Doc that I put up. I'm going to put it up one more time here, because today we're mostly going to focus on pronouncing the words correctly. So I notice as an English teacher working with lots of different people from around the world, people have different ways of pronouncing the English word that are kind of typical for that language. So if you speak Spanish or Arabic or Portuguese, sometimes you say things with a certain pronunciation. Obviously, it's related to your native language, just like when I speak Spanish or French, I sound American. So if we but we want to try to pronounce, it's okay to have an accent, by the way. You don't need to try to sound like me or somebody else. But the important part is to say the word so that I can understand it, or that anybody else can understand the word. And today we're going to work on reading something that is actually a bit difficult. It's called, we call it academic English. I'm going to put it up here so everybody can see it. It's called academic English, which is different than what some people call informal or social English. I'm going to write some of these things in the chat. So, of course, academic, you probably all understand that that means like things that you would read at school. And, of course, since we're all adults, we've all been through school, so I'm not choosing articles that are at the elementary school level, but I'm actually choosing articles that adults would be reading or writing. And so we're going to work on these types of words, saying these words correctly. Some of them will probably be very easy for you because obviously they're not all difficult. And some of them you might need a little practice. So that's what we're going to do today. So does everybody, are all of you looking at the article? Can you see it either on your own? You can open a new window for yourself, or you can look at it in this Google Hangout window. It's going to be in both places for you if you want.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to actually ask different people to read by different paragraphs, and we'll go through that, and then I will read it again with my pronunciation, and I will correct any of your pronunciation as well. I might not get all of them, but for everybody who's either watching or in the Google Hangout participating, the best thing is for you is to listen to me while I read it, and then you can be reading it along in your mind and saying it out loud if you'd like. Also, not really loud so that we can't hear everybody, but just kind of quietly to yourself, practicing the pronunciation of these words. Okay? And if I ask you to read and you don't know how to say a word, just try sounding out the word the best you can, and I will help you say it correctly. Okay? I'm going to start over here with Carla, and then we'll just work our way over to the other side to Ziad. And so, Carla, why don't you please read the first paragraph? This is a National Geographic article. If you want to see the page where it came from, I provided the link up there. But otherwise, I put it in here so we can all see it with a bigger font. Okay, go ahead, Carla.
Okay. Sustainable agriculture takes many forms, but at its core is a rejection of the industrial approach to food production developed during the 20th century.
Okay, great. So I think that sounded really good. I'm going to read it now, and everybody can just listen to me as I read it and follow along in your mind, or say it, whisper it to yourself so that you're also practicing the correct pronunciation. Sustainable agriculture takes many forms, but at its core is a rejection of the industrial approach to food production developed during the 20th century. We're gonna read this article first, just pronouncing the words. If you don't understand it, it doesn't matter. We're just practicing pronunciation right now, and then we can go back, and if you have questions about what the words mean, then we can do that as well. I can give you the meanings to those words. Okay, how about Gerardo? You want to do that next kind of a long paragraph there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, go for it.
This system we didn't realize on monoculture. Oh, teacher, can you show me the text, please?
Yes. You don't have it? Hold on. Do you see it right there in the Verbling screen? Gerardo, do you see it right there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Maybe somebody muted you. I didn't see that.
Okay. This system with its reliance.
Yeah. Okay, Wasim, don't mute him, okay? Wasim, don't mute. Gerardo, unmute yourself because you got muted.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody had muted you. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Gerardo, can you read?
Can you show me the text, teacher?
Yeah, it's right there. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Can everybody else see it?
Okay.
Okay. Can you open it on your own computer there? If I give it, the link is in the chat there. If you click on that, then you'll be able to see it better.
Okay,
Okay.
That is okay, teacher. Chemical pesticides and fertilizers, biotechnology, and government subsidies has made food abundant and affordable. However, the ecological and social price has been steep. Erosion, depleted and contaminated soil and water resources, loss of biodiversity, deforestation, labor abuses, and the declare of the family farm.
Okay. Good. I'm going to read it now, but I am going to have to mute you, Gerardo, because I think we're getting a lot of background noise. So let me try muting you while I read it. See if that helps. Okay, that's quieter. Okay, so I will read it, and if you want to practice reading it quietly, like I hear some of you doing, that's great. This system, with its reliance on monoculture, mechanization, chemical pesticides and fertilizers, biotechnology, and government subsidies, has made food abundant and affordable. However, the ecological and social price has been steep. Erosion, depleted and contaminated soil and water resources, loss of biodiversity, deforestation, labor abuses, and the decline of the family farm. Okay? Great. Hernan, how about you read the next paragraph there?
The concept of sustainable agriculture embraces a wide range of techniques, including organic, free-range, low-input, holistic, and biodynamic.
Yes, good. I will read it again. So everybody listen and repeat if you'd like. The concept of sustainable agriculture embraces a wide range of techniques, including organic, free-range, low-input, holistic, and biodynamic. All right, good. John, how about you?
Okay. Well, the common thread among these methods is an embrace of farming practices to mimic natural ecological processes. Farmers minimize tilling and water use, encouraging healthy soil by planting five with a different crops year after year and integrating corn plants with a livestock grazing, and avoid pesticide use by nurturing the presence of organisms that control crop destroying pests.
Okay, good. I'm going to read it now. The common thread among these methods is an embrace of farming practices that mimic natural ecological processes. Farmers minimize tilling and water use, encourage healthy soil by planting fields with different crops year after year, and integrating croplands with livestock grazing, and avoid pesticide use by nurturing the presence of organisms that control crop-destroying pests. So the main thing here is remember that word right there, crop. It has a very hard kind of a sound where you blend these two consonants together here, CR, so you say crop. So that's a one to remember. Next paragraph, please. Landed?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Beyond growing food, the philosophy of sustainability also exposes broader principles that support the just treatment of farm workers and food pricing that provides the farmer with a reliable income.
Okay, here I go. Beyond growing food, the philosophy of sustainability also espouses broader principles that support the just treatment of farm workers and food pricing that provides the farmer with a livable income.
Livable.
Yes, so that word right there, livable. All right, so who do we have next here? Here we go. Hi, Mine, did you join us?
Yes.
Hi there.
Hi.
Where are you from?
I am from Turkey.
Okay, great. So we're just practicing reading out loud and helping ourselves. I'm helping you guys with pronunciation. So
Yeah.
would you like to read this paragraph here, this one that starts with critics right there?
Okay.
Okay.
Critics of
Sustainable
Critics of sustainable agriculture claim, among other things, that its methods result in lower crops yields and higher land use. They add that a wholesale commitment to its practice will mean inevitable food storage for a world population expected to exist 8 billion by the year 2030. There is recent evidence through suggested that over time, sustainable farmed lands can be as productive as conventional industrial farms.
Okay, great. I'm going to read it, and so listen here to see if you hear anything different than what you said. Critics of sustainable agriculture claim, among other things, that its methods result in lower crop yields and higher land use. They add that a wholesale commitment to its practices will mean inevitable food shortages for a world population expected to exceed 8 billion by the year 2030. There's recent evidence, though, suggesting that over time, sustainably farmed lands can be as productive as conventional industrial farms. Okay? All right, so what I want to point out for everybody here is just reminders. These are common pronunciation things that need to be paid attention to, and that is make sure that everybody puts your S's on the end of words in English. It's important so that you know whether or not you're talking about one thing or two things, for if you're making a plural, like here with critics. It's also here, for example, in practices. Okay, and then also some of the beginning sounds of words, like this word here, shortages. There's a blend right there of the SH, so that has a sh sound. So those are just a few things that will help everybody. Okay, I want to go back to the top because I don't want to go to the next article just yet. This is kind of a shorter one, and I'm going to continue on having people read. This will give us our second chance to read through this article, and repetition is very important when you're learning proper pronunciation. Just repeating, and really training your ear to hear the correct sounds, and then your mouth to make the correct sounds. Okay, Mohammed, how about, are you ready to read at the top there? Mohammed?
Okay.
Hi.
Hello. The temperature on?
Which at the top here, the sustainable agriculture, right there?
Okay.
We're just reading
Sustainable.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Sustainable agriculture takes many forms, but at its core is a rejection of the industrial approach to food production developed during the 12th century.
Yeah, the 20th.
The 20th century.
Yes, 20th. Yeah. Okay, good. That sounded good to me. I'm not going to read that again now. I'm going to just see if I hear anything that needs correcting. So this next paragraph was probably one of the harder ones. So, Joseph, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, do you wanna read this paragraph here?
The hard one, yeah.
The hard one, yes. It had lots of long words. In English, you know, there's lots of words that are 2 letters, like an or be or something. I'm writing them in the chat. And then we go up to 3 letters, like bet, and, cat, bat. And then we keep moving up. 4 letters, and on and on. And even for English speakers, the longer the word is, the more difficult it is. So usually when you are reading academic works, articles, books, things like that, what actually makes it a more difficult piece of writing is simply longer words. So we say that they have lots of syllables, maybe 3, 4, 5 syllables. Of course, you have to know what they mean, but even for an English speaker to pronounce them correctly takes practice. You don't just know it already. So like I have two sons right now, and they're 13 and 15, and they would probably have trouble reading some of this stuff correctly because they're bigger words, and so they have to practice them just like we do. Okay? All right. So go for it.
Okay.
That's my pep talk. Pep talk. All right.
This system, with its reliance on monoculture, mechanization, chemical, pesticides, and
fertilizers.
Yep. Biotechnology, and government subsidies has made food abundant and affordable. However, the ecological and social price has been steep. Erosion, depleted, and contaminated
Let's start right here. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Everybody can make sure we say this one right. It's depleted.
Depleted.
Yes, and then this one is contaminated. Yes, contaminated.
Depleted and contaminated soil and water resource, loss of biodiversity, deforestation,
yep,
labor abuses, and the other decline of the family farm.
So here I wanted to remind you to make sure you put the S on there, so it's resources. And loss of, and in English, in America, I'm not sure how the British say it, but we say bio with a long I sound. Biodiversity, not biodiversity. It's biodiversity, and this is deforestation, labor abuses. And then you have the rest right, and the decline of the family farm. So a lot of times when you come across a longer word like this one, biodiversity, it's a good idea just to take it a little chunk at a time and just sound it out rather than trying to say the whole word already like you know it. Just say biodiversity. Biodiversity. Yeah.
You know, I realize that when I'm reading it or whispering it to myself, I think I read it much better. But when I come just to say it loud.
Yes, I have the same problem in French. In my mind, I sound pretty good, and then when I speak, I don't think it's so good. I know what I'm saying, but I don't know if a French person would know what I'm saying. So, okay, Ziad, how about you take the next two paragraphs since they're kind of short there.
Okay, the concept of sustainable agriculture embraces a wide range of techniques, including organic, free-range, low-input, holistic, and biodynamic. The common thread among these methods is an embrace of farming practices that mimic natural ecological processes. Farmers minimizing tilling and water use, encourage healthy soil by planting fields with different crops year after year, and integrating croplands with livestock grazing, and avoid pesticide use by nurturing, is that right?
Yes, nurturing, that's right.
Nurturing the presence of organisms that control crop-destroying pests.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to give you another chance. Carla, here, how about you read that Beyond Growing right here?
Beyond Growing, okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay. Beyond growing food, the philosophy of sustainability also exposes broader principles that support the just treatment of farm workers and food pricing that provides the farmer with a livable income.
Great. The only thing that I heard is this word right here. That's espouses.
Espouses.
Yeah. It's the same. Also espouses broader principles. So that to espouse something means to talk about it, to endorse it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. In the last paragraph, how about we give Gerardo? Do you want to do that one?
Okay.
Yes.
Critics of sustainable agriculture claim, among other things, that methods result in lower crop yields and higher land use. They add that a wholesale commitment to its practices will mean inevitable food shortage for a world population expected to exceed 8 billion by the year 2030. There's recent evidence suggesting that over time, sustainable farm lands can be as productive as conventional industrial farms.
Okay, great. Good. I think you have a dog in the background or something. Gerardo. Or somebody. Okay.
Yes,
I'm going to mute Gerardo. Okay. I'll mute you. Okay. So that was good. The only thing I noticed there was just, I would say, sustainably. You want to make sure you get that L-Y sound. Sustainably. It sounds like an E at the end, but it's a Y. Okay, you guys are doing really good. Now here's a little bit longer article, so we're going to practice with this one. Does anybody have any questions so far? We did not go over the meaning of any of those words. We are just practicing saying the words, pronouncing the words. We're not
I have
really...
a question, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
When we are pronouncing the years, should we say 2012 or 2012?
You can say both.
Okay.
Some people say 2012. Probably the more common is 2012. But it's both. Both are correct. Both are acceptable. Both are right.
Okay,
so
thank you.
It just depends on how you want to say it. Ashraf, you just joined us. Hi there. Are you there? Ashraf? Okay, I don't hear you. Maybe if you hear me. Anyways, we are reading. So I'm going to go with Hernan. Before you read, though, let me just tell you a little bit. Of course, you probably understood that. You guys did a very good job of reading, so hopefully you understood mostly what you were reading about sustainable agriculture and the benefits, and if whether or not we can use it to feed the people that are still joining us on this earth, maybe 8 billion by the year 2030 or 2030. This next one also has to do with the environment. It has to do with the temperatures rising around the world. So these are topics that are related to the ecology of Earth, or what people say is the environment. So you'll read a lot about the environment if you read in the newspapers, or if you read magazines like National Geographic, or if you listen to the news. So some of these words would be words that you definitely hear in those areas, the news or in books about the environment or ecology. This one also was published just very recently, 2 days ago, on the National Geographic News website. So I'm going to read the first part here just so that we know what it's about, and then we'll get started with Hernan reading the next part. Temperatures across the continental United States soared in 2012 to an all-time high, making last year the warmest year on record for the country by a wide margin, scientists say. Okay, I said that kind of trying to pronounce the words very clearly so that you can understand. Now I'm going to read it quickly. Temperatures across the continental United States soared in 2012 to an all-time high, making last year the warmest year on record for the country by a wide margin, scientists say. Okay, so that's kind of what you're shooting for, and some of you are there and some of you are almost there. But if you're reading it now, just take your time. You don't have to read very quickly. If you want to and you can, that's fine, but also take your time and sound out the words, because the most important thing is the pronunciation. Okay, Hernan, why don't you start with 2012?
Yeah.
Okay.
When 2012 marks the warmest year on record for the contiguous US, with the year consisting of a record warm spring, the second warmest summer, the fourth warmest winter, and a warmer than average autumn. Jake Crouch, a climate scientist at the National Climatic Data Center at the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA), said in a press conference Tuesday.
Great. All right, I'll read it again. You did really good, and I didn't hear any problems, but I'll just read it for everybody to hear it one more time. 2012 marks the warmest year on record for the contiguous U.S., with the year consisting of a record warm spring, the second warmest summer, the fourth warmest winter, and a warmer than average autumn. Jake Crouch, a climate scientist at the National Climatic Data Center at the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, or NOAA, said in a press conference Tuesday. Okay. Who do we have that's next? John, you want to read now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, according to the new NOAA report, the average temperature for the lower 48 states in 2012 was 55.3 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius, which are higher than the previous 1988 record by the 1 degree Fahrenheit, 0.6 degrees Celsius.
Okay, good. So according to a new NOAA report, the average temperature for the lower 48 states in 2012 was 55.3 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius, which is higher than the previous 1998 record by 1 degree Fahrenheit, 0.6 degrees Celsius. When you have the 0.6, you can say either way, 0.6 or just 0.6. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, good. All right, who's next? Mine? Is that how you say your name?
Yeah.
Mine? Okay.
Yeah, you say right.
Okay.
I think a single degree difference might not seem like much, but it is an unusual large margin, scientists say. Annual temperature records typically differ by just tenths of a degree Fahrenheit.
Good. A single degree difference might not seem like much, but it is an unusually large margin, scientists say. Annual temperature records typically differ by just tenths of a degree Fahrenheit. Good. Okay, Mohammed.
Okay. That is quite a bit for a whole year average over the whole country, said Anthony Branston, chief forecaster at Columbia University's International Research Institute for Climate and Society, who was not involved in the study.
Okay, good. That is quite a bit for a whole year averaged over the whole country, said Anthony Branston, chief forecaster at Columbia University's International Research Institute for Climate and Society, who was not involved in the study. And it's good. You don't have to say IRI if you don't want to. It's just they just might use that. Usually they do that to tell you what it means first and then give you the abbreviation. And so maybe later in the article, instead of writing out International Research Institute, they'll just write IRI because now you know what it means.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. It's good. Okay. Next, Yassine, you joined us. Are you there? Yassine? Okay. Joseph? Joseph.
Okay.
Okay. 2012, an odd year. How about you read that one?
Okay. "2012, an odd year." To put the difference in
perspective.
To put that difference in perspective, said NOAAS, Crouch, consider that the entire range of temperature increase between the coldest year on record, which occurred in 1917, and the previous hottest year in 1998 was just 4.2
degrees.
Yeah, down, still down, right?
Degrees Fahrenheit.
Degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll read that now. To put that difference in perspective, so this is a good word to practice breaking them up into syllables. So this is the first part, per, and then this is the next part, spec, and then the last part is tiv. So we say it has 3 syllables, so we say it perspective. Said NOAA's Crouch, consider that the entire range of temperature increase between the coldest year on record, which occurred in 1917, and the previous hottest year in 1998 was just 4.2 degrees Fahrenheit, 2.3 degrees Celsius. Okay, so they're seem to be getting concerned here. Let's see. Ziad, how about you read that?
Okay. 2012 is now more than 1 degree above the top of that. So we're talking about well above the back in terms of all the years we have data for the US, he added. 2012 was also the 15th driest year on record for the nation. The average precipitation total precipitation total for contiguous US was 26.57 inches, 65.5 centimeters, 2.5 inches, 6.5 centimeters below average.
Okay. 2012 is now more than 1 degree above the top of that. So we're talking about well above the pack in terms of all the years we have data for the US, he added. 2012 was also the 15th driest year on record for the nation. The average precipitation total for the contiguous U.S. was 26.57 inches, 67.5 centimeters, 2.57 inches, 6.5 centimeters below average. Okay, I do want to point out here.
What does contiguous means?
Yeah, I wanted to point out what that is. So so you're probably familiar that the United States has 50 different states. So 48 of the states are all together. That means they're contiguous. They're side by side.
Related, right?
Yes, they're like related or they border each other. But the 2 states that do not, so they're non-contiguous states, is Alaska, because you have to go through Canada to get to Alaska, and also, of course, Hawaii, because Hawaii, the land is out in the middle of the ocean. So it's not contiguous with the other states. So contiguous means next to, right next to them. They're touching. So you could talk about the contiguous countries of Europe, for example, France and Spain and Portugal, and you could talk about those as contiguous. Also, I wanted to just mention here, because it's fun to have some English phrases. So the pack. When he says we're well above the pack, whenever you talk about the pack, it's just another way to say the group. So he's talking about the group of years. You could also say the word the pack if you have a group of kids that run around. You could say they run around like a pack, or in a pack, you could say. Run around in a pack. So you can also talk about a pack of dogs, would be a group of dogs. So, that's that. All right, let's see. Where were we? Ziad, were you the last one? Carla, is it your turn?
Okay.
Moreover,
every single one of the lower 48 states had above average temperatures. 19 states had their warmest year on record, and an additional 26 states experienced one of their top 10 warmest years on record. 2012 was unusual in another way for the nation, according to the NOAA report. Last year was the second most extreme year on record for the U.S., with 11 natural disasters such as Hurricane Sandy and a widespread drought that each cost at least $1 billion in losses.
okay, good. We can take that part out. Okay. Moreover, every single one of the lower 48 states had above average temperatures. 19 states had their warmest year on record, and an additional 26 states experienced one of their top 10 warmest years on record. 2012 was unusual in another way for the nation, according to the NOAA report. Last year was the second most extreme year on record for the U.S., with 11 natural disasters, such as Hurricane Sandy, and a widespread drought that each cost at least $1 billion in losses. And I'd say congratulations getting that word, because that's a hard word to know how to say, because as some of you guys know, compared to maybe languages like Spanish, where you learn the sounds and then it's pretty easy to pronounce, English has some tricky sounds and they don't always follow the rules. So sometimes you don't know how to say it, but you said it right. That's a drought. That means when there's not a lot of rain happening. Okay. Yeah, good job.
It will be pronounced as the past of by, but, no?
Drought, bot, no, it's different sound. It's really a different one, because brought is a word, brought, and there's
brought and drought is the same.
Thought, no, drought. It's not. It's drought. So it sounds like this, even though that's not the right way to spell it. It sounds like drought. Yeah. So English is crazy that way. Okay, how about Hernan, why don't you go for this one? Global warming at play.
Okay. Global warming at play. The country's record year can't be explained by natural climate variability alone, noted Kevin Trenthberg, a senior scientist at the Boulder, Colorado-based National Center for Atmospheric Research.
Okay, why don't you continue reading the next one too?
Yes. It is abundantly clear that we are seeing human-caused climate change in action. Trenthberg, who also did not participate in the NOAA report, said in an email, These records do not occur like this in an unchanging climate.
Okay.
Climate or climate? I have problem with the stress.
Climate.
Climate,
yeah. Global warming at play? Question mark. Okay. The country's record year can't be explained by natural climate. Okay, climate. There's a couple different ways you might hear it, and I probably say it differently each time. I noticed that just now. Climate or climate? So sometimes you pronounce the A a little bit longer, climate, and sometimes it sounds like an eh, like the eh sound, which is a short E sound actually. So climate, it's not climate though, it's climate. Climate variability alone, noted Kevin Trenberth, a senior scientist at the Boulder, Colorado-based National Center for Atmospheric Research. It is abundantly clear that we are seeing human-caused climate change in action, Trenberth, who also did not participate in the NOAA report, said in an email. These records do not occur like this in an unchanging climate. Okay, we have a little more ways to go here, so I want to give some people more chance to read. John?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
How about you read that one right there?
Okay, just how much of role climate change?
No, climate.
Climate, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, again. Just how much of role climate, well, this change played is still unclear. However, that's kind of hard to state at this point. NOAA's Crouch said.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and read the next one.
Okay, climate change had a role in this, but it's hard for us to say at this time what amount of the 212 temperature was dependent of climate change and what part would depend on the local variety.
Okay, so here, listen to me read. Just how much of a role climate change played is still unclear, however. That's kind of hard to state at this point, NOAA's Crouch said. Climate change has had a role in this, but it's hard for us to say at this time what amount of the 2012 temperature was dependent on climate change and what part was dependent on local variability. Okay, good. Climate. All right, Mine.
For example, Columbia University's Barnston pointed out an atmospheric weather pattern known as the North Atlantic Oscillations was in the positive phase for much of the winter of 2012, which led to warmer winters in the eastern U.S.
Yes, good. I'm going to read it a little bit quicker now because we only have 3 minutes left. So, for example, Columbia University's Barnston pointed out an atmospheric weather pattern known as the North Atlantic Oscillation was in the positive phase for much of the winter of 2012, which led to warmer winters in the eastern U.S. All right. Let's see. Joseph, are you there? Joseph. Ziad.
Okay.
Ziad? Okay, why don't you finish reading? Yeah, go ahead.
Warming trend may continue. There is no guarantee that the weather pattern will continue in 2013. It could be in the negative phase, which would make it more like it was a few years ago when we had very snowy winters in the eastern part of the country. Barnston said.
Okay, and go ahead and read that last paragraph there.
Okay. The NAO is an example of a factor that makes the U.S. annual mean temperature kind of jog up and down from year to year. It won't just gradually go straight up. With global warming, it can take big dips and have big jumps. But if climate change continues unchecked, heat records will become more common. NOAA''S Crouch said, if the warming trend continues, we will expect to see more warmer than average years.
Okay, great. So I'll just read these last two paragraphs. Warming trend may continue. There's no guarantee that the weather pattern will continue in 2013. It could be in the negative phase, which would make it more like it was a few years ago, when we had very snowy winters in the eastern part of the country, Barnston said. The NAO is an example of a factor that makes the U.S. annual mean temperature kind of jog up and down from year to year. it won't just gradually go straight up with global warming. It can take big dips and have big jumps. But if climate change continues unchecked, heat records will become more common, NOAA's Crouch said. If the warming trend continues, we will expect to see more warmer than average years. Okay, so there you go. We did it. Okay, good job, everybody. Does anybody, we only have about a minute left, and so I would like to just hear some feedback from you guys. Was this easy, right about a good amount or a good level, or too hard? Hernan, was it easy for you?
For me, it was the right level. When one can read, it's much more easy.
Yeah.
It would be much more difficult if I have problems to speak and to hear, not to read or to write. But in general, it was very helpful for me.
Okay, great. Well, when you read out loud, then you can translate that also later to your speaking. So at this point, you have probably a better ability to speak about warmer temperatures and climate change and things like that. How about you, Carla? How was it for you?
It was very helpful.
Okay.
Thank you. I loved this class.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mina, how about for you? How was the level of reading in the words? Mina? Okay, maybe so. Okay, well, I don't want to keep you guys because you might want to go try to get into the next class, but I do want to thank you for coming to this class, and I hope it was helpful. And you can always go back and watch it again if you want to hear us reading it again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was very beneficial.
Bye.
Okay, great. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.